I didn't buy the old mill lake because I wanted a fight. I bought it because it was quiet. Tucked behind a line of cottonwoods and fed by a slow, clean spring, the lake had been carved out over a century ago to power a grain mill that no longer existed. The water was deep, clear, and ringed by stonework so old it felt like history breathing. No docks, no jet skis, no floating beer coolers, just water, birds, and silence. At least, that's what I thought I was buying. The listing was clear. Private lake, private shoreline, no public easements. The seller was a retired engineer who'd inherited it from his grandfather. He warned me once, casually, as we stood by the water. "You might hear from the HOA uphill," he said. "They've always acted like it's theirs." I laughed. "If it's not theirs, it's not theirs." He gave me a look that should have told me more. Day 1. The first violation notice. I officially closed on the property on a Friday. Deed recorded. Survey filed. Title insurance locked in. On Saturday morning, I walked down to the lake with a mug of coffee, already imagining mornings spent fishing and evenings watching the fog roll off the water. That's when I saw them. 3 people, 2 folding chairs, 1 inflatable kayak, on my lake. They were directly below a development called Millstone Ridge, a 48-home HOA perched above the water like a crown. I assumed, naively, that maybe they hadn't gotten the memo yet. I waved. "Morning. Just so you know, this lake is private now." A woman in a visor looked up at me like I'd insulted her ancestors. "Excuse me," she said. "I just bought the lake," I replied calmly. "You're welcome to pack up today, but moving forward, access is closed." She stood. "No, this lake belongs to the community." "I have the deed," I said. "It doesn't." 10 minutes later, I had my first HOA letter, hand-delivered. Violation notice: unauthorized attempt to restrict community recreational access. That's when I realized this wasn't going to be simple. The HOA's version of history. By Monday, I'd received a formal email from the HOA president, a woman named Carol Whitmore. According to her, the lake had been used by residents for decades, and was therefore functionally communal. That's not how property law works. She attached photos: kids swimming, couples picnicking, someone ice fishing. All taken over the years. What she didn't attach was an easement. Because there wasn't one, I hired a land use attorney that afternoon. He was excited. "That should have scared me. Cleanest ownership I've seen all year," he said. "No access rights, no prescriptive easement. HOA's bluffing." "Then why are they so confident?" He smiled. "Because no one ever told them no." When the police showed up the next Saturday, I put up temporary signs. Private property. No trespassing, lake access closed. I hadn't even finished zip tying the 3rd sign when a patrol car rolled up. 2 officers stepped out. "Sir," one said, "we've received a complaint that you're interfering with a community lake." I didn't argue. I didn't raise my voice. I handed them copies of the recorded deed, the survey map, the attorney's letter. They took 5 minutes. Then one officer sighed. "Sir, this is your lake." "I know. We'll inform the HOA." I thought that would be the end of it. It was just the beginning. Escalation. HOA style. Over the next 2 weeks, the HOA did everything except reality. They filed nuisance complaints, claimed environmental violations, accused me of hoarding water resources, circulated a petition demanding I restore access. One resident even installed a rope swing overnight, bolted into a tree on my shoreline. I removed it. They reinstalled it. I documented everything. Photos, dates, GPS coordinates. My attorney stopped smiling. "They're building a case against themselves," he said. "Let them." The emergency HOA meeting. Carol called an emergency HOA meeting and invited me, as a courtesy. I went. The room was packed. Anger buzzed like static. Carol stood at the podium. "This lake is the heart of our community." I stood up. "It's also the center of my property." "Booze," she continued. "We believe the lake was implicitly dedicated to residents." I raised my hand. She ignored me. Then she said it. The sentence that ended everything. "If necessary, we'll have law enforcement force access." That night, I authorized my attorney to send one letter. The legal notice. It wasn't long. It didn't threaten. It didn't insult. It simply stated, 1. All access to Old Mill Lake by HOA members constituted trespassing. 2. Any future entry would result in civil action. 3. Any encouragement of trespass by the HOA would result in liability. 4. The owner was exercising exclusive rights effective immediately. Attached. Survey. Deed. Case law citations. Police incident numbers. It was delivered by certified mail. Every board member signed for it. The silence after. The next weekend. Empty shoreline. No chairs. No kayaks. No rope swing. Just water. Carol sent one final email. We're disappointed you chose this path. I replied once. I didn't choose it. You forced it. The lawsuit that never happened. The HOA threatened to sue. They never did. Because their attorney told them what mine already knew. They had nothing. Worse. They had documented harassment, false police reports, and willful trespass after notice. They backed down quietly. Within a month, the HOA bylaws were amended to remove any mention of the lake. Within 2 months, property listings stopped advertising lake access. Within 6, Carol resigned. What the lake looks like now. It's quiet again. The water reflects the trees instead of people. I installed a small dock. Legally permitted, properly zoned. Sometimes residents stand at the fence line and stare. I don't gloat. I just fish. Because ownership isn't about power. It's about boundaries. And sometimes, all it takes to win against an HOA isn't yelling, or revenge, or courts. Just one legal notice, delivered at the right time, reminding them that pretending doesn't beat paperwork.